Online content creation, balancing the structure and the flow with the structure. Hey guys, Robin Lynn here. Be sure to share this video with entrepreneurs, people you know who are creating online content, people who you know want to get online, build an audience, and generate revenue through online means. So I've been teaching online business development, coaching, consulting, mentoring clients for over 10 years in the online space, helping clients all around the world generate revenue online by being who they really are, being sincere in their businesses, being real, showing up, genuine and authentic. And I'm creating some new content now, and I stepped back as I'm creating it because I am creating content that is very balanced in masculine, feminine energy or essence, or yin yang, or the energy of polarities, meaning the structure and the flow balanced. And as my teacher, Ajahn, always says, the challenge is to find that centeredness between the polarities and to actually merge them and to have them not compete with each other or conflict with each other, right? So how many times have you gone through creating content or trying to share a message or even go on video or write something or create anything online, and you're faced with that paradox of having it be structured but also wanting to be in flow with it and wanting it to flow, wanting it to be creatively inspired. And so this paradox of understanding our own energy, our own essence between our own yin and yangs, our own masculine and feminine, is super important, if not the foundation, to be able to build our content from with our businesses, to have that balance so that our audience can receive it and say, yes, I want this, I want more of it, give me more of it, give me more of it, right? So the masculine and feminine energies within us, the yang and yin energies within us, we want to be aware of the spectrum of where we fall in any given moment within ourselves. This is self-awareness. We want to be aware of where we are at with our energetic expression. And it can be very simple when we're aware of it and when we're asking ourselves, but when the intention is, I really want to bring forth in my business, in my messaging, with what I'm sharing with my audiences, I really want to come forth balanced. I want to be balanced, and I want them to feel like I'm approaching them and reaching them and resonating with them in a balanced way, and that's really what we want. So I have to come from that place of self-awareness and balance with my energy, if that's what I'm intending to give and to share, right? So where do we fall in any given moment on the spectrum? And it is changing, right? It does change. The spectrum of our energy changes. And so if we're talking about like a rock being, the densest masculine energy and air being the most open feminine energy, we want to come from somewhere in the middle. And it doesn't mean we always have to come only from the center, but it means that we want to find a balance within our day and within our sharing of the content. When we're sharing our messages with our audiences, we want to be aware of where we're coming from and how to start merging the energies into more of a central balance. And so that's really the foundation of where you want to engage with your audience, with your content, specifically online when you're doing any kind of posts, any kind of written posts, visual posts. You want to understand where you're coming from energetically, not just slapping together something and posting it, and also in your videos. So what I found really helpful is, are you choosing to be directional? Are you choosing the structure? Are you choosing to be directional? Are you choosing the structure? Or are you just like allowing the flow to whip you around, flounder you around like a fish out of water? or just like the wind, just come and go and come and go, right? So we want to be aware of what we're choosing. So we want to choose the structure while we are feeling into the flow, while we are in the current of the flow. And so the current of the flow, just like a wave, needs the bed of the ocean. The ocean floor needs to hold it, or it wouldn't be the ocean. It would be a puddle that dries up forevermore. And so, when we look at Africa, which used to be an ocean ages and ages ago, now we can see that it's all dried up. What happened to the ocean that used to be in Africa? Now it is dirt. So we want to be aware that when our flow does not have structure, when our yin current energy of creativity and messaging, when it doesn't have a directional, harnessed container to host it, to hold it, to contain it, when it doesn't have that, it's very challenging for the flow to be received, for your content, for your business message to be received. So yes, we do want to be in the current energetic expression, creative energy. We want to be in flow. Yes, we want to be in flow. Absolutely, yes. But as we're in the flow, we also want to gather up our awareness around the structure that contains it. So we don't want it to be either or. We don't want to just be, well, I need the structure or I need the flow. We want it to be, I get to be in flow and I get to have a structure that supports it. It's not either or. And so that's a really big aha that you can start taking with you. It's not either or. It's not, I want to only be here or I only want to be there, because that's when we're operating in extremes and we don't want to do that. And that's typical for a lot of people in, the energetics, where we, only operate in structure and it's very rigid and compartmentalized, versus if we're only in flow in that feminine energetic creativity, which if you're an artist, it's very easy to be there. And so you want to be able to harness the masculine, feminine, the yin and yang, integrate that. So that's where the integration comes in, and that's where we find our center. And so we want to balance between the polarities, which is the paradox of life. We want to balance the polarities, right? And we want to be able to direct the mental current. We want to direct the mind's current. The mind, we want to direct the current with structure. We want to direct the current. The current is the flow. We want to direct it. So we're choosing. We're choosing what we're harnessing. It's a choice. It's not I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going to happen. I have no idea what could happen here. It's not it's not like throwing your hands up in the air and not knowing what you're doing here. It's very focused and oriented into a choice. And the choice is, I'm choosing to direct the flow. I'm choosing it. So just kind of tune into that for a moment. I'm choosing to direct the current of my mind and my harnessed creative energy. That's my choice. I'm not just allowing the flow to take over. And so that should definitely help you if you start to apply that, if you start to bring that remembrance and bring that awareness into your creative expression with your business and your content creation, to really bring that awareness forward when you're creating your content. To not just be out in the airy, flowy nature, but to really harness that. And it's a choice. So once you say, I choose to direct my mental flow, I choose to direct my mental current, my mind's current, you should be able to feel that start to harness in and start to ground in, so that you actually have a lot more capability with the potency, a lot more potential now you have access to, because now you're activated in that integration and you're not operating in the extremities, right? You're now integrating it, and so you actually have access and more capacity for a lot more to create from a much broader place, a much more enriching place. And so let me know your thoughts on this, how this supports you in your business creation. If this has been supportive and helpful of you, share this video and comment below. Let me know how you are receiving this. Again, directing the mental current, directing that flow, and it's a choice. Reminding yourself that you're choosing to direct it. And once you do, you start to anchor in, because you're bringing mindfulness and you're bringing that grounding element into the flow, so that your flow and current and creativity is not all over the place. So I'll talk to you guys soon. Ciao.